We have the mindset of livestock, and that's exactly what they're counting on. Let us step outside the matrix just for a second to indulge ourselves with some George Carlin. Life is Worth Losing, Dumb Americans by George Carlin. I know probably by now plenty of you have already seen this comedy show by him. I've only seen snippets and bits. This would be my first time actually seeing, I guess, the full length, or at least this 10-minute version anyway. Based off of the small bits that I've seen, this is something that many people need to be paying attention to in our ever-present society that is only drawing further and further apart, which is what they want to happen. Let's hear what George Carlin has to say about why Americans are so stupid and why Americans are dumb, because honestly, I happen to agree with that sentiment. I happen to agree with that very statement. But without further ado, let's get into this.
But say what you want about America, land of the free, home of the brave. We got some dumbass motherfuckers floating around this country. Dumbass motherfuckers, you know? Yeah. Now, obviously, that doesn't include this audience. I understand that. You seem intelligent and perceptive, but the rest of them, holy jumping fucking shitballs. Dumber than a second coat of paint. And this ain't just ranting and raving. This ain't just blowing off steam. I got a little evidence to support my claim.
Let's go.
It just seems to me that only a really low IQ population could have taken this beautiful continent, this magnificent American landscape that we inherited. Well, actually, we stole it from the Mexicans and the Indians, but
yeah, skip past
hey,
that.
it was nice when we stole it. It looked pretty good. It was pristine. Paradise. Have you seen it lately? Have you taken a good look at it lately? It's fucking embarrassing. Only a nation of unenlightened half-wits could have taken this beautiful place and turned it into what it is today, a shopping mall. A big fucking shopping mall. You know that? That's all you got. That's all you've got here, folks. Mile after mile of mall after mall. Many, many malls. Major malls and mini malls. They put the mini malls in between the major malls. And in between the mini malls, they put the mini marts. And in between the mini marts, you got the car lots, gas stations, muffler shops, laundromats, cheap hotels, fast food joints, strip clubs, and dirty bookstores. America the Beautiful. One big transcontinental commercial cesspool. And how do the people feel about all this? How do the people feel about living in a coast-to-coast shopping mall? Well, they think it's just fucking dandy. They think it is cool as can be, because Americans love the mall. They love the mall. That's where they get to satisfy their two most prominent addictions at the same time: shopping and eating. Millions of semi-conscious Americans, day after day, shuffling through the malls, shopping and eating, especially eating. Americans love to eat. They are fatally attracted to the slow death of fast food. Hot dogs, corn dogs, triple bacon cheeseburgers, deep fried butter dipped in pork fat and cheese whiz, mayonnaise soaked barbecued mozzarella patty melts. Americans will eat anything. If you were selling sauteed raccoons' assholes on a stick, Americans would buy them and eat them, especially if you dipped them in butter and put a little salsa on them. This country is big time, pig time. Forget the bald eagle. You know what the national emblem of this country ought to be? A big bowl of macaroni and cheese. A big bowl, because everything in this country is king size. King size, extra large, and super jumbo, especially the fucking people. Have you seen some of the people in this country? Have you taken a good look at some of these big fat motherfuckers walking around? Big fat motherfuckers. Oh my God, huge piles of redundant protoplasm lumbering through the malls like a fleet of interstate buses. The people in this country are immense, massive bellies, monstrous thighs, and big fat fucking asses. And if you stand there for a minute and you look at one of them, you begin to wonder, how does this woman take a shit? How does she shit? And even more frightening, how does she wipe her ass? Can she even locate her asshole?
I mean, hey.
She must require assistance. Are paramedics trained in this field? And standing right next to her, of course, with a plate full of nachos and a mouthful of pie, is her clueless fucking husband, Joe Sixpack. With his monstrous swollen beer belly hanging dangerously out over his belt buckle, this guy ain't seen his dick since the Nixon administration. And if you stand there and you look at the two of them, you begin to wonder to yourself, do these people fuck? Is this man actually capable of fucking this woman? It doesn't seem structurally possible that these two people could achieve penetration. Maybe they're in that Cirque du Soleil or something. Telling you, the people in this country are every one of them is 50 pounds overweight. They are gargantuan. And in the summertime, God help us, in the summertime, they all want to wear short pants. Jesus, Lord, protector of all that is good and holy, deliver me from fat people in short pants. They all got short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids. Short pants, big bellies, fat thighs, and dumb kids.
The thing about the obesity in America is that it's promoted. It's so that they could also put forth dietary plans and make money off of it too. It's like the same people who are feeding you, the same people who are making you fat, the same people who are giving you all of these physical ailments and problems because of the fast food, which by the way has chemicals in it. They are the same people that are going to prescribe the medicine. They're the same people that are going to prescribe the pill. You know, the money is right in the middle. You know, you can't make money off of really healthy people and you can't make money off of dead people. So the money is right in the middle. If you're gonna get them sick, you gotta also have the medicine to prescribe to them to also make them healthy again. And that's exactly what they want. It's like a vicious cycle. You know, you get the people fat, you get the people sick off of these foreign chemicals that aren't supposed to be in the food. And next thing you know, people are just sitting right in the middle. You got to keep them coming back for more so they can keep making money off of the pharmaceutical companies and all these other, you know, dietary companies. I'm not saying all of them mean ill, but I'm just saying that you got to keep them coming back. So that's where I stand as far as, you know, American obesity and that thing.
One of them's got two dumbass kids with them, and the whole family is wearing t-shirts, and every one of them's got the same t-shirt. I'm with stupid. Apparently in this country, the stupids are an extended family. And besides wearing them t-shirts, everyone in the family's got on a backpack. They got a backpack strapped to their back so they can carry around lots of stupid shit. And the reason they got to carry their stupid shit strapped to their backs is because their hands must remain free at all times to hold food. And to get that food up to the mouth where it gets shoveled in with all the rest of the disgusting shit they ate that day. And another reason for the backpacks is these people are going to buy even more stupid shit. They ain't got enough stupid shit at home. They just had a stupid shit sale. They ain't gonna buy more. They're gonna go out in the parking lot and stuff this stuff into the big, fat, ugly, oversized SUV that's got plenty of room in it. Plenty of room in it for stupid shit and lots of room left over for these big, fat, ugly motherfuckers to get them home. Stopping, of course, for jelly roll and fried dough. These people are efficient, professional, compulsive consumers. It's their civic duty, consumption. It's the new national pastime. Fuck baseball, it's consumption. The only true, lasting American value that's left, buying things. Buying things. People spending money they don't have on things they don't need. Money they don't have on things they don't need. So they can max out their credit cards and spend the rest of their lives paying 18% interest on something that costs $12.50. And they didn't like it when they got it home anyway. Not too bright, folks. Not too fucking bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. You say to them, well, you know, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a fucking pencil. Got a pencil? Get the fuck in there, it's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing fucking ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork, and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long when they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Yes. Good, honest, hard-working people. White collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Man. You know? And nobody seems to notice, nobody seems to care. That's what the owners count on, the fact that Americans will probably remain willfully ignorant of the big red, white, and blue dick that's being jammed up their assholes every day. Because the owners of this country know the truth. It's called the American dream, because you have to be asleep to believe it.
It's the fact that they count on the ignorance of the American people. It's even the fact that they count on the ignorance of the rest of the world, that people will not think critically about how much they're being screwed by the powers that be. And that's what I've been trying to spell out for the people who watch this channel, and that's what I've been trying to spell out even before I made this channel to other people. Does it really matter whether you're Democratic or Republican? What about the 1%? What about the Rockefellers? What about the Rothschilds? What about Sinclair? What about DuPont? What about these high, rich, and royal families whose lineages extend all the way back to medieval times and even before then? Do you really think that your democracy is a democracy? Do you really think that the people elected care about you? What about the people that are elected? What about your president, right? What about Trump, or what about the ones that came before Trump? Are you even aware that every single president except for Martin Van Buren are related? And are you aware that all these presidents that are related go back to one man, King John Lackland, who signed the Magna Carta? So you want to talk about election, sounds more like selection. It doesn't matter. Please drop your political identity. But this is exactly what they're counting on. From the minute you come out the womb, and from the minute you learn how to talk and walk, and from the minute you learn how to do the most basic of human functions, they already got you subconsciously through, like what he was saying, the consumerism. You, everywhere you look, buy, spend, eat. We have the mindset of livestock. And that's exactly what they're counting on. You have the mindset of livestock. In livestock, they're within inside a pen, they're within inside a barn. And that barn, they don't want you to think outside of what you are already put in. So how about it? Do you really think your vote matters? Do you really think that it all counts at the end of the day? Unfortunately, it's not gonna get any better from here. You guys, a lot of people don't have any idea what's coming in the future. It's all a stage, people. The media fanning the flames, as Paul Harvey said. The same people who own the media, the same people who own the Democratic Party, the same people who own the Republican Party, they're the same people. So how is that democracy? How is that freedom? It's the illusion of freedom. You're only thinking from within a certain perspective, the perspective that they want to have on you. It's the perspective that they're counting on, that you are going to continue into the days of your death. This isn't about conspiracy. A lot of people like to say, well, you know, your videos are starting to sound more conspiratorial. There's no such thing as conspiracy theories. It's either the truth or it's not the truth. By the way, not to mention that the term conspiracy theory is actually brought about by the CIA, that term alone, and I've said it in my conspiracy series video, but the term conspiracy theory was actually made by the CIA to label anybody who questioned the actions of the government during the JFK assassination. So you want to talk about what a conspiracy theory is? Why don't you look at the roots of where that word really even comes from? You don't have to look too far. The best way to hide the truth is when it's right in your face. They leave their mark to let you know who's in control. This simulation that we're running, this simulation called America, we must have labels within this simulation. Put the people who support this as Democrats, put the people who support this as Republicans. What about the people who know the truth? What about them? How should we program them into the simulation? Put them as conspiracy theorists. We'll put these black boxes in front of them. We'll tell our vision. Oh, we'll tell a vision. So we can channel our programming to them, into their subconscious. I think it's very, very frustrating, no matter how much you say, no matter how much truth, no matter how much factual evidence you can give to people about who really runs this world, not just the country, but the world, they'll still have something to say about how it's the liberals' fault, how the Republicans, and just your guys' arguments about that only proves my point. Even on after this video, I'm sure many people will say the same thing. What is the end game of all this, you say? Well, it's on the back of your dollar bill. They are striving for a new world order, a one world government where the rule of law falls under one man. You guys don't believe me? They said it themselves. You think it's conspiracy? Okay. Go ahead. Believe what they want you to believe. The world is a pen. Humanity, cattle. This is the conversation, and I'll see you in the next video.